consistency, who's going to go off, who's going to shut the other one down. But then the AD carries are both, honestly, the most consistent AD carries right now in the NALCS. Sneaky's always been that picture of consistency and performance. Sometimes he goes a little bit under the radar, but Lot is also having that performance. He has one of the lowest deaths per game in losses, and they play the longest games for Envy, and his damage per minute is like 3rd or 4th in the league for AD carries.
It's just that all doesn't come together for Envy when it needs to. The rest of the lanes aren't able to work at the advantages that maybe bot lane would take or top lane would bring to the game. You see Cloud9 going in. Jensen will have maybe that bit of a CS lead. Impact will play the teleports correctly. They find the mid-game moves to make their opponents play reactively. In the summer split, if you're the one playing reactively, we have seen that things do not go your way.
Yeah.
It's about being on the forefront of the play and making it happen on your own terms.
Exactly. In League of Legends in general, defender's advantage is rather exploitable right now with turrets and things like that.
Right.
So if you are on the offense, if you are the one making the play and forcing a reaction, typically, I would say 90% of the time, you have an advantage. Even if it's like you're trying to go for a smite steal,
we don't even see...
Like, we talk about 50-50. It's really 55% in favor of the aggressor in most situations.
You don't even see very many disengaged teams right now either.
Yes.
All these teams are going in.
For that exact reason as well. Once you get an advantage, you're able to continue to siege. And the disengaged team is really a siege team that wants to go towards your turrets. And if you try to do something about it, then they back off. But because they're at your turret first, they're really making the aggressive play and then trying to stop your aggression from actually being executed upon.
There goes that karma to the wayside. It will not be smoothies or ninjas. Essentially, that is a place that Envy likes to actually put it. We've never really seen Jensen take that karma to the mid lane just yet, and Trundle is the last ban. Expecting to see the jungle focus as Envy picks up Rek'Sai here. What will Cloud9 decide? We're actually going pretty quick now that the bans, or the picks are up, I should say.
Yeah, that was a very quick pick there with the Rek'Sai. First pick for Proxen. Wants to take it away from Meteos. Rek'Sai only received a very minor nerf, mostly just to the tremor sense, making sure that it's twice as long now for its ticks. It used to be 0.75, now it's 1.5 seconds before you actually see a person. So you can actually miss the Prey Seeker pretty frequently. And then also, if people make minor adjustments like turning, you don't see them in the bush. It was kind of cheap anyway. It's like, probably shouldn't do that. So still, very, very powerful, very intact champion here in terms of her kit and what she wants to accomplish. And see how Proxen's able to affect the map, because he's been going off lately.
Cloud9, the patented wait for a certain time and lock in together. Let's see what it will be. They decide to go with the Jhin and Malzahar lock in first. Malzahar been coming up just like the Azir. People feel pretty comfortable blind picking that one, so you can stay safe just about all lane.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of things that counter Malzahar at the moment. I believe Talia is considered one of them that you can play into him because her E and her poke is pretty
we did
frequent.
see that. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah, and because he's such low mobility, and if you're good enough, you can actually interrupt his ultimate with your seismic shove. But since she's banned out, that won't be an option here for Ninja. And right now, it's just comfort for Cloud9. The Malzahar is what the pentakill is, the champion that was played by Jensen when he got the pentakill, and Sneaky, pretty much the early adopter of Jhin.
I mean, Sneaky's going to be in the side lanes, farming it up. Ooh, be somewhat of a roam kill for somebody on curtain call. Is it the Trist? The Trist and the Sona getting locked in here for the side of Envy.
Yeah.
Spelling lane swap already.
This is just a fantastic lane right now. Very aggressive, great wave clear, great poke early with the Tristana and the Sona. And it just got so much sustain. If you 2-on-2 this bottom lane, I can't think of anything that you pick support right now. Except for maybe like a Nami, and you kind of trade back and
heal,
forth. Maybe a Soraka where you can sustain, but Sona's just way up there now. But you're going to lose your turret against this. It'll eventually whittle it down with the explosive charge and the fact that they'll poke you out. So Cloud9, gotta think about that support right now. And possibly your jungler. I believe you save your top laner pick for last here because it's Seraph.
They actually haven't even shown those solo lanes. Really giving the power to Seraph and Ninja in this one on the side of Envy. They want to see the entire team here.
Yeah, I think
C9,
that's...
or at least most of it, as you would on red side. It is going to be the Alley and the Gragas. So Smoothie goes for the Alistar. We actually haven't seen more than really special and Kiwi Kid playing that.
That's true. It's a very heavy engage here, but this signals to me that Impact, they may put him on something like a Gnar or a Maokai in this game. But if they do that, it reduces their damage on the team. So this opens it up because they have a tanky support that he can go with anything along the spectrum. He could even pick in Aurelia if it's the counter pick. We'll see what he ends up going with as that last pick, though, for himself, because Envy still need to lock in a mid laner and their top laner here. I assume Lissandra would come through, but it is a Malzahar, so it would be a little harder to lock down some of these members. But it has been one of the best champions for Seraph, but nope.
Ooh.
Sounds good to me.
Get the AP and Vlad, and they take the Gnar. So a little low on AP here, but they should be all right if they can get the fights to stick really close together and group Cloud9 up. Something they can do, they are very good at avoiding, I should say. God, man. How to become famous overnight. Pick Rammus as support on accident. Hovering for the young stunt. What will be the last grab here for Cloud9?
Yeah, we'll still see him in the promotion tournament, of course.
Right, that's
still
right.
has a slot.
That's right.
Regardless, though, these two teams trying to lock in their playoff spot here. And you can see Envy, though they're in 5th place, they are 1 game back right now from Cloud9. And they want to win this so they can even up the tiebreakers. Cloud9 won the previous one, and there you go, the Aurelia. Because they have a tank in the jungle and on support, frees up their top laner to play some damage here.
So expecting Sneaky and Smoothie. Well, they did actually get the sustain. They'll still get poked out in a lane like this. Triumphant Roar doesn't exactly give you the bee's knees in healing. So they may have to find themselves in a 2v1 lane matchup here. We'll see how Proxen takes to the jungle. We've seen him on very heavy damage junglers lately. Takes himself to Rek'Sai. Can still get the job done. But more help for the team in the side lanes here.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit more Tiamat jungle Rek'Sai recently.
Yeah.
Increases that clear time drastically. Very popular in Korea at the moment. I assume Proxen will go for that build, and he's been very aggressive as well, like you said. His Nidalee's been picking up kills left and right, and he's been trying to carry his team, and usually comes out with one of the best score lines right now on Envy, despite the fact that they have been in a bit of a slump.
All right, Cloud9 looking to lock in a playoff spot with more wins. Something they always want to get, but making them work nice so they have a little bit of breathing time, can figure out what it is going to take down those top teams, and Envy trying to lock in a playoff spot as well. As we load onto the Rift, show us who you think is going to take the win by tweeting hashtag EnvyWin or hashtag C9Win. Last time these two teams met, Cloud9 had a pretty good hold on the game from the start and all the way through the end.
Yeah, the first game was a 13-0 in kills in favor of Cloud9.
Right.
That was back in week 4, and then the second game, Envy actually had an advantage, and that's where Sneaky got that pentakill with the Ashe, where everybody clumped up. They didn't choose the right targets. They didn't respect the Ashe. But in this game, right now, a little bit standard for C9 in terms of the meta, but they do have that hard engaged support for Smoothie.
Let's see how it happens. Envy and Cloud9 on the Rift. As they make their way out, we will see Laud and Hakuo tunnel towards that bottom side. They'll say, we'll take a matchup in that form. Jhin to Alistar. It doesn't look like Cloud9 are going to want it.
Yeah, I assume Cloud9 barrel their way through here and get lane swap wards just because they really don't want to be in a position where they're up against the Sona Tristana. Despite having the Aurelia versus Gnar matchup, I think it's overall just better to swap for C9 because Aurelia does get bullied a little bit in those early levels. I'd say like 1 to 3. But then as soon as Aurelia has enough damage to actually kill caster minions and then pressure the low base stat Gnar, then the matchup really swings in her favor.
Oh, they're holiday themed. Adorable.
My favorite thing is the reindeer Kog'Maw.
Yep.
Yep.
So good. We may see it more. Kog'Maw last night from a Freak
true.
of Freaks. So
both games.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of success with that champion. But the problem is we saw it last night. Don't know who's been like playing that a whole bunch. It's very strong with the Wit's End first.
Just going to have this
but not in this game.
Era of when people start choosing things. Just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Everything looks like...
We also remember this was good the entire time.
All right, so the lanes will begin in a non-standard fashion. Smoothie's going to go ahead and be a little reckless here and see if he can trouble Seraph and Proxen. Gets there a little too late. And the smite on Wolves makes that much easier for them.
Little different here.
Yeah.
In terms of the start for Envy's bottom lane. They actually went into the enemy jungle to check, and they said, okay, well, guess we're doing Gromp.
Easy piece. So Impact's going to stay with Seraph. Will try to soak up some CS in lane. Hasn't gotten anything for himself. Impact did trade something for Krugs. Or not trade, but get one of them.
Yeah. You know what's actually funny? In this matchup, I actually think you could put your Sona on the top side and have it be a 2-on-2 with the Gnar and the Sona versus the Alistar and the Jhin, and I think you'd win that.
That would actually be pretty great. I wonder how Cloud9 would act, though.
You'd have to get him all the way up there, though.
Tristana always is going to push, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have somebody that could maybe gank her. So as long as Lod stays safe, I like that idea. They're going to teleport out, though. Just keep it safe.
Yeah. Only thing is you have to worry about the dive. It would be the 4-on-2 dive if you have your jungler on that side. That's. But the thing is, Gnar likes to stay in these lanes and just kind of get some CS with his boomerang. He wasn't able to accomplish it this time. And has to use a teleport to get to the other side. Didn't really help his jungler with his route either, but Rek'Sai, not really too much worse for wear because of it.
Where is he at as well? He was able to soak up quite a bit of experience just hovering around those minions. He'll be even with impact. The 1 CS up isn't going to cost him the game. Thank the Lord.
This is a much faster push here from the Tristana. I believe they'll go down maybe 10 seconds earlier. We'll have to check, depending on how long they actually hold it for their top laner. Yeah, the minion wave. Actually, it'll be actually very close because of the fact that they want to freeze the wave on the bottom side. So they just wait it out.
So Impact's going to nicely get all that as he goes to bounce the wave. They'll actually get a really nice bounce on this too.
Yep. They decide not to fast shove it. The other option there is that because you have Tristana, you put pressure on the other team. And you just go ahead and shove all the way down the lane, but they decide not to fast push it. It's kind of Envy style anyway. Envy don't take a whole lot of risks in that form. The only time they ever take risks is around the team fight phase.
Right.
They love the team fight. But it's always that 40-minute team fight.
A little too close for comfort. He'll be able to heal it up as Ninja tries to use his Crimson Rush on cooldown. And Jensen staying quite safe under his turret. Pushing him in, denying a few CS could be a way that Ninja starts to catapult the rest of the lanes if Proxen doesn't have to help him. Whew. The above 90 vote, though. There is a curse.
C94. That's insane. That's really high.
That's a very big percentage for one team.
Yeah, Cloud9, this support may lead them to that third place if they win this, and then the next match ends up with Immortals beating Apex, which, may have the same type of fan vote or probability as that. They would secure playoffs today.
I mean, and maybe it can go further than that. Usually we don't see teams have too good of a situation trading members back and forth. They're trading, subbing members in and out is a better way to say it. But Cloud9 really didn't seem to falter in that sense. We've only really seen, we'll go to SKT with EasyHoon and Faker, where they could easily back and forth, not have to worry about it. But now if they have Smoothie, how much farther can they go now, solidifying that support in this position?
Yeah, it's always
maybe even higher than that.
How much practice time are you splitting?
Exactly.
Now that they're dedicating practice time, the more you practice, the better you get. Or I guess I'll put it this way: nobody ever got worse by practicing more, because not everybody gets better with practice. It depends on the practice.
Is that all tilted practice, though, at some point?
Oh, boy.
Impact.
At the highest level.
He'll be good at the bottom. Second tier on that top side, however, is about to get some love. They'll decide to back off, actually.
Yeah, not
interesting,
even
with the Trist.
Yeah, this is what they were able to do on the previous one, but they didn't go for that either.
Yeah.
And now I believe Tristana just runs down mid lane. You have a push advantage. I think that you bring your AD carry support straight down mid. You get this middle turret. And look at that, Jensen's just getting pushed out of this lane.
They leave that top wave up. Still push back to him, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Jensen's not having any fun here. Hemoplague flash forward. Crimson was not up. So he doesn't get that extra hit. And Jensen is safe. Sneaky and Smoothie there to actually help him at the right time. Flash is down. Ninja had to expend everything in that engage.
What are they doing? Lod has been running around the jungle the last few seconds. Sona ran through the jungle, Lod walked up and then walked all the way across the back of mid, and now he's going straight down to the bot side. So wasted a lot of time there. I believe they could be on the mid turret right now causing pressure, and when you have a ranged support, the early stages of the game against an Alistar before he has the ultimate is just such a great situation to be in, and you can pressure that. You can pressure that turret, you have one more person to put auto attacks on it, and they chunk out Jensen. So I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity there. Now they're just shoving the side waves in, and they're just giving 2 waves of experience, 3 waves of experience over. So they're farming 3 lanes right now, whereas that top lane has nobody getting experience in it for Envy.
Yeah.
And that's just a net win right
So
there.
you give them,
Well, right.
they gave Cloud9 way too much credit on what they could have come back with on that Jensen engage. Vlad and Hakuo maybe should have felt more comfortable coming up into the mid lane here, but C9 kind of dodge a bullet on that one and losing the mid turret. It seemed like, as you said, the 1-2-3 was the outside kind of project that Envy was going for. They slow down their projects, they come back for the Ocean Drake, so having that's not too bad. And Prot Ninja will keep that lead in mid lane.
Yeah, and so whenever you get an objective, you can look at things retrospectively and be like, okay, this is what they were setting up for. They're giving Impact these waves right now for the Dragon, because they shoved it all the way up. They shoved out bottom. So they said, okay, you go ahead and farm these waves. We'll get them eventually, but we're going to take a Dragon in the meantime. So now Cloud9 are a little bit stronger than Envy, but Envy will equalize it back once they pick up the waves. But it's just a shift in power. It's the fluctuation. It's the ebb and flow.
Makes Sona's job much easier.
It's true.
Everybody sustain with me. So the CS lead in mid, as you said, Impact cleaning those waves up in top, 39-15. And now Seraph's about to get his fill. Should be able to clean up most of these and get himself back up. Looks like that Bombi sent her first buy for Proxen, as with the Tracker's Knife as well. So not as much damage for him as we would have expected.
Blue buff over to the Vladimir, just wants to give him the cooldown reduction and the bonus AP. He doesn't really have too much AP at the moment, just rocking 20.
Yep.
Go tanky first, and the little guys!
Trying to hide, he's trying to hide behind the turret.
It doesn't work! Yeah, the W from Malzahar, it's actually really strange because one of the worries when Malzahar got reworked was that because his ultimate now has the null zone on it, the little part at the bottom that does percent HP, that him doing the Baron would be slower. I think he's actually just as fast because he gets so many Voidlings. And then they just walk up and they even tank it for you. And then his Voidling harass is just really far up there, and it puts a lot of pressure on the enemy. So overall, it doesn't seem like he lost too many tools in his kit, and in fact actually gained a bunch.
Definitely does not make it ECCS against. See Ninja trying to slalom through his own minions, hide and farm. When he was just winning that lane, it suddenly changes on him. And it looked like it may change even faster here. A pink ward keeps him safe for now, but they're going to need some more wards. Not even a Sightstone just yet, as Hakuo is upgrading his gold generation. Interesting. It's like pink wards for all on the side of Envy as they keep putting a little bit more money into that investment.
Yeah, the very early Sightstone for Smoothie, like you said, gives them those wards all the way deep in the jungle. Tracker's Knives for both junglers as well. And because the map is so wide open after a lane swap, getting those early Sightstones is actually very favorable because there's just so many parts of the map that the enemy could be in, including your own side.
Oh, here's the ghost from Jensen. His flash is almost about up, but it's not going to matter. Curtain Call may lock in a few kills here for Cloud9, but they are able to avoid the rest of the bullets, and now Cloud9's here to repair the damage in mid lane. Hopefully they don't lose it, and with Vlad and Bot, it looks like it'll only take a little bit of damage.
Yep. It'll take a bit here. They zone Meteos off. Impact is still farming that top wave because it got shoved out, so really well played there by Seraph on the timing. And I got to give big props to Proxen off of that play because that happened. He threw out the Prey Seeker, and Jensen ended up having his CC shield fall, and then flash knockup. And Jensen didn't have his flash from the previous time Ninja had blown both summoners to try and get him down. So we'll see right here. Jensen still has the shield on, takes the auto and the Prey Seeker, so then it falls off. And then the flash knockup, even though he blows the ghost, the flash, because his is down, easily picks up that kill, and that gives him so much damage on that turret. Tristana can basically walk up to this, throw down an explosion to the charge. Because he actually went for a full damage build right off the bat, it would probably blow it up with that AD ratio.
I always like to think that Envy had coordinated that, saying Jensen's flash is almost up, because you can almost see when a player's flash is almost up, they start to play a little stronger. They start to prep maybe their flash engage if Jensen could ult with the rest of the team. And you play off of that. You bait them into an aggressive fight, and they come up and get a kill off of it. I like to think so. Give him the credit. Why not?
Yeah, you can also time his flash very easily because
of course,
you know he doesn't have any of those extra things like insight. Oh, Proxen looking for another gank.
Ooh, looks like Jensen cut that one short. He tries to move himself out of this. They're firing back. Proxen very low. Oh, the minions trying to kill him. Ninja comes up on the left side. It looks like Jensen tunneled in on the Proxen kill. And now it's a 1-for-1. Moving back. Hyper on Smoothie could give Seraph a little bit of movement to keep getting these attacks down. He's actually quite big already. And everybody turns away on this. So C9 has been turned away from a few fights. Can Envy finish off this mid turret yet, though?
It doesn't look like it. They're going to have Lot in the bottom side of the map, continuing to push out, continuing to farm, and going for eventual pressure here. Yeah, maybe they'll be able to get it, but Meteos is over the wall. He's got Body Slam Flash. Oh, Ninja!
That's what he is, but you can only Sanguine Pool so much. It looks like Seraph actually took him down there in the imaging, but it did not. Seraph was trying to help. He scoops away the rest of Cloud9, flashes forward, Proxen gets the knock-up. Nobody's going to be able to reach him. And he just gets himself to safety. What's crazy fights we got going on?
Yeah, they knew that Sneaky was there. They saw him walk up through a ward a long time ago. They're finally going to bring Lot to the mid lane and look for a flash.
Oh, it sounded pretty. A grand song to be played for the masses.
Yeah, but if you get Malzahar's flash, easy return gank later.
That's true. It did just come back up. Jensen has been trying to work around that being down, and now he has another 5 minutes. See it again.
And we've been seeing this over and over again recently. If you're able to shut down Jensen, Cloud9 kind of flounders right now during that mid-game point. He has been their source of strength. Ninja with the charge.
Oh, the Crimson Rush blast.
Tides of Blood with the flash, the charge up. Really well played there. Ninja's just been playing incredibly well this game. And the question is, since best of 3, it's a series, right? Is it going to be a swing again afterwards, or even in the middle of this game where one of them starts just getting way ahead of the other, or does it reverse?
Well, here's the time to catch Cloud9 when they had that fault against Counter Logic Gaming. Catch them while they're down, get a few more kicks in, and get your win out of it. Especially the Envy needs that to keep themselves in a good playoff spot here.
Oh, speaking of needing something, this Cloud Drake, it's super good now. I'm not just being hipster. It's super good.
I got Cloud Drake before people got Cloud Drake.
That's freak right now. But Cloud Drake is 25 out of combat movement speed. It is boots 1 for your entire team. And then if you get even more, it's eventually like, oh, first one's like, hey, boots for everybody. 2 is like, hey, everybody gets Swifties. 3 is like, Moby boots for my entire team. It's absolutely insane if you can actually get it and not lose too much for it. And that looks like how Envy's going to play it right here.
So many good ways to use that with an Aurelia, with an Alistar who needs to get in with that flash, can now get in with a bit more movement speed.
It's that pressure and the chase down too. How many situations have you been in as an Alistar where you're just like, Moby Boots, come back online?
Exactly.
Look at how fast he is now with Moby's and that. But they do lose the turret for it, so they actually lose a very, I want to say, tangible amount of gold here.
Yeah. Pretty big price for the Dragon. But as Envy played with the Dragon earlier, Cloud9 gave those waves top. Looks like it's going to switch around here, and we see Cloud9 getting their Dragon to lose top. They're saying, we're just going to play this for the long haul. We're putting the chess pieces in place. We're going to find the checkmate soon. 146 to 124. Still a bit of a lead there for Ninja, but Impact, that lead has been closed by Seraph. It used to be about a 30 CS lead, and now that the waves are pushed on the sides.
Yeah, it just keeps going back, right?
Yep.
And now Impact is going to pick up some more CS, and then a minute down the line, Seraph will get a wave finally. So Seraph just keeps going mid, going top, going mid, going top, back and forth. Trying to find a place to actually get pressure. This middle turret is going to go down fairly soon from Cloud9, and they have to play around it. And it looks like that's what they have in mind, is this turret's not going to go for free. But they haven't been pulling Lod to take it, so a little bit of a missed opportunity here from Envy.
Herald pressure? Only a few more minutes. Impact would love to have that, but it's going to take Cloud9 some time, and they don't have the wave pressure currently to do so. Oh, Ninja's been super fast on his troll pools, and I don't think they're going to go for him. They go for Hakuo. What a great decision. Ninja was 200 units in range, and they said, we'll just go for the one behind him.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's the easy one here.
Exactly.
I feel like Lod needs to keep pushing this bottom lane, though. Sneaky, he'll be there just in time if he continues to go now. And Proxen's trying to actually head them off, slow them down. If you can slow them down at all, you buy some time, but it may not be enough regardless. Ah, man, those Cloud Drakes.
Look how fast he got down there.
It's like his boots have boots now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both backed mid. This is the moment to take that turret. Lod is brought to the mid lane here. Clear it out, walk up, explosive charge. I don't even think you need the minion wave, but Smoothie's there now, so you do. Throws it on, and that's going to be the turret.
Finally. They've been chipping at it for quite a while. It's gotta feel good to get that down. A little extra money in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Plus 1,700 for Ninja and 1,100 for Lod right now.
Yeah, it's that big middle turret. That's the big thing. Once you get it down, it's much easier to get that tier 2 in the mid because it's so close.
Yep.
But then you also open up the map and you're able to get much safer wards on the enemy jungle, both the left and right sides.
Something that's going to matter, Zyrene, is if Envy can make it into playoffs, it's what do they do in the mid game? Can they start to shore that up and not give teams as much breathing room? Because the top teams will take complete advantage of that, and if Envy has control, the opposing team will take it back.
Exactly. We've talked a lot about how Envy have had leads in games against teams like Immortals, like they could close it out, but then they struggled to do so at the very end. And that's been Envy's problem, is getting those early game advantages, but then also closing the game out. Because right now their strategy has just been team fight in the mid game, which has always been assigned to me of a team that doesn't have the greatest of shot calling and greatest of ability to understand the situation and how they can abuse it. Because they've missed a lot of opportunities about this game, and we've seen it many times now where they could have put pressure on their opponents and be proactive. So if they want to contest and actually go to Worlds, like that's the ultimate goal of this team, is to go to Worlds, they need as much help as possible because they don't have championship points from the previous split because they weren't in it. So they really have to step up.
Over to Herald. See if we get a fight here. And it seems like in those instances, with Seraph calling shots, we know he's been a good shot caller. He's done some crazy stuff.
Oh.
Great steal. Can't be picked up, though, by Envy. Cloud9 has to do that. They're popping it up. They're like, quick, get it. Wait, we can't. No.
They're stopping Meteos from getting it.
Yeah,
like,
they are. So they're going to pop him up if he comes over. And there it goes. So that's how that happens.
The age-old question, does it fade away, has been answered.
Oh, so great. But yeah, as we were saying, Seraph kind of has these calls we know have been good in very tight situations, but it seems like that's when those calls peak for him, is when the game almost is out of control, and then Seraph has this grand idea that makes the team look like a shining diamond as they fly for the Nexus and get it to go down after many, many attempts. Seems like they have to get to that moment, though.
Yeah.
It's too scary. You can't put yourself in the danger zone just to get a win. That's not the way it should be. 20 minutes in, Rift Herald, a bit of back and forth where he despawns for Baron, and nobody becomes a winner in that.
Basically what happened this game.
Yeah, exactly. We're still pretty much tied up, 33,000, about 34, 232, but there's really, the gold lead isn't telling much here.
Yeah.
Very back and forth.
Yeah, Jensen getting a little bit more CS, but he's still down about 1,000 gold right now in that mid lane. And that's where this advantage is mostly coming from. That and the jungle. The jungle Proxen's a bit ahead. We want to say about 500, 600 gold now. Has the Tiamat, and he's going for that Titanic Hydra.
Yep.
Big fan of the build, personally. It makes you feel not useless. It makes you feel like you're not just a vision bot and you have purpose as Rek'Sai. What is my existence? If I don't do damage, what do I do?
So are you saying that's what you kind of felt like before?
Yeah. But it's like, especially in solo queue, like who buys Sightstone in solo queue as a jungler? You got the first 3 kills.
You might get yelled at. Where'd it go with
Not if
this?
I'm killing everybody.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kill him with vision. It's usually how this game works, right? Back towards the top side, a lot of resources for Envy here to clear this out and make sure Lot is safe for the rest of the team. See if they have enough time to get down here for Seraph. C9's doing just about the same, and Jensen has to be careful.
Yeah, Jensen has to be a bit careful here, but bottom side jungle has been taken over by Cloud9.
Yeah.
Meteos is on the top side though, so if they're able to collapse here, it's actually a 5-on-3. Proxen notices it. He's gonna go for the fight.
Youmu's from Sneaky. He's down in the Tri-Brush area trying to get himself to safety from Seraph. Over the wall, Proxen gets in range. The strike hits. Gets the stun, but it's not going to be enough. The hop over, Lod says king me, and he's on the move now with the rest of the team. And it looks like Cloud9 all have to back up. They're doing it staggered, but they're doing it together.
Envy, I believe they go for the Baron here. They have a Vladimir that has a lot of ways to get HP back, but then they also have all members up. Meteos, he stole the Rift Herald. Will he do this? We'll see, because they're going to start it.
Not a very normal instance for Cloud9. They're usually on a play they're dictating. They have the team come across, and they would have taken Envy there and taken them down. Envy on the top of the play, and now possibly with the Baron. Meteos already with 1 steal, probably feeling good to go in again. The team is spreading out quite a bit. Lod's in the back of the Baron, taking a whole heap of damage. Baron goes down, and so does Jensen with both summoners as well. What a spread fight. And now they're going to be on to Ninja. He may go down for his troubles. That's a blue buff that Impact's looking to pick up, and he will not get it. Blue buff for Sneaky.
Yeah, and that's 2 down right there. Middle turret wide open now for Cloud9. They have Sneaky and Meteos both here. Clear out that wave quickly and get onto that turret. Lod is going to have to clear it out, but you do have Smoothie with a flash. If Lod walks too far forward, you can't put the pressure on him. But nope, they respect it. Despite the situation being a 3-on-4, Cloud9 back off with their 4.
Envy really putting their foot down. Saying Baron is a possibility. Maybe a little too aggressive, greedy on the Baron, but this play led to some good things.
Yeah, this was Cloud9 being completely out of position, puts themselves in a 5-on-3 situation. And that's the thing is, you can see on the top side of the map, 2 people go after Ninja, so it's a 2-on-1. So Ninja's basically saying, oh, I'm stalling them. They can't help you. So it's a 3-on-4, and they just slaughter 3 members of Cloud9, and then they go straight for the Baron. It's really well played there. I don't know why Cloud9 pushed up so far on that bottom side to the tier 2 turret and then went up, which is the place that you would run into Envy's team. Especially when Meteos is on the top side of the map around Baron. Like, that is just something you really shouldn't be doing because it's just way out of position.
Curiosities, Irene.
Yeah. What's in
killed many a cat and League of Legends LCS player.
Cat 9.
Cat 9. 6-5. Not too much bloodshed in this one, but it looks like everybody has their head on straight to play for only the maximum of the fight. Can the turret go down? All right, we'll back off. We saw how long it took Envy just to take mid, and they were actually very patient about it. Cloud9 seemed to lose a bit of patience in that bottom lane, and it cost them. And see Envy now taking control of the jungle as now with those sight stones start to push these wards forward.
Yeah, and we usually talk about how Malzahar has really good wave clear with his Malefic Visions. And it's actually not that good against Baroned up minions because it has to kill one to transfer to the next. So it fails to kill the first one, and then it just really, you wait for the next cast of it.
Envy seems to have a pretty good idea to spread Cloud9 thin here from turret to turret, side to side. It seems like they're dancing back and forth just to get a few members over here. As long as Lod can get 1 or 2 seconds with this turret, it should be able to go down, and that's what they're going to get on this one. Cloud9 being pushed up to the base gates already. 25 minutes in here, 26 in by Envy. Looking very strong in game 1.
Yeah, ended up taking all of their outer turrets. Only inhibitor turrets remain, plus those Nexus ones. They're going to back off. Cloud Drake in 45 seconds here. And pick up the Titanic Hydra, have that completed. The QSS here for both Ninja and Lod, so their damage dealers are just taken care of now and won't be hit by that suppression.
Seems like Cloud9 isn't getting their usual way of initiation. Sometimes it's just control over the game. You can forcefully push a team off a turret here, but with Smoothie going in as their initiation, kind of with Impact, Seraph's right to the back line. Seraph is mauling Sneaky, trying to get on those little targets, and it seems to be that Envy's kind of opened this book right up, and they can see through Cloud9. Still a lot of game to go.
Yep.
Making it sound great, but it is a 5,000 gold lead right now for Envy. We've seen those gold leads be swayed back and forth. Right now, Envy is answering our question of will they be able to keep the pressure up? They will be able to get a Cloud Drake. Number 3.
Yeah, Impact, no TP, and on the top side of the map, pretty much guaranteed. Envy go for that. Pick up their Cloud Drake. Prevent the second one from going over to Cloud9.
Yep.
just seems as though Cloud9 at this point in the game are looking a little bit lost while they're on the back foot. They're just clearing minion waves. They're trying to keep the pressure away from their base. And the ultimate goal needs to be stall for maybe an item spike here.
Yeah.
But they need something like an Executioner's Calling to come in on Sneaky before they can really go after Ninja in these fights. Because they did build QSSs, which will stop your build up to more damage, just briefly. So like you can basically think of 2,600 gold of this lead was spent on that, just some magic resistance, which means nothing to Sneaky.
I was also thinking about how those affect Jensen and the targets he can actually go for now.
Yeah, he's going to have to go after somebody a little bit squishier. Speaking of squishy, though.
That looks great for Cloud9. If Seraph can be taken down
Seraph
at this
the final
point,
boss.
His final boss is coming at him real big, and there's the hit from Smoothie to get a little gold in his pocket. And an unexpected turn of events there as Seraph walks a little too far forward.
Yeah, but topside, they already have all their members here from Envy except for Ninja, and that's going to make them back off. Seraph wasn't able to buy enough time. He was able to stall and maybe even turn Mega. Basically, it was a game of seconds there. If he was able to transform, throw them against the wall, maybe get a stun, get some extra HP, then it would have been a great situation for all of Envy, but he fails to do so. Not able to actually outplay Impact there. And doesn't get away.
Seems like Cloud9 figured it out. They say slow things down. Let him come up to the base. We can get a few picks for ourselves here as Impact roams around. And they just kind of wait out Envy. Not much came of that Baron other than the bottom turret, right? The bottom second tier. So it almost looks like Envy's going to need another one of those to make it further into the base. Cloud9 is starting to put up some strong defense. Especially if solo members are going to be starting to get taken down around the map.
Yeah, I feel like Seraph could have fought that a bit. A lot of Nar's damage comes from just actually auto-attacking. When he flashed away, he put himself out of Aurelia's range. When she uses the Q, she still has a decent cooldown on it. Well, he has like a 4-second window afterwards where he's able to continue to auto-attack her, get some rage and transform, but instead decided to play the running game. Well, he doesn't build up any fury. It's kind of hard to run from Ryomu's Ghostblade, but he does have the Frozen Mallet and Hyper. And now everybody's kind of setting up for the Baron now. That's the next play here for both teams. It's the right one, too.
Titanic. And the dead man's up for Proxen now. He's moving a little bit faster on top of his Cloud Drake. Zanya's for Ninja. Everybody looking good now. Like you said, it's going to be time for Baron. 30 minutes in. Cloud9 finally able to leave the doorstep of their base without the worry of Envy taking down an inhibitor now. And both teams towards the end of the split finding a bit of shakiness. Need to shake that off, if you will. Be able to come away with very strong wins to be able to look at the top teams here in the league. The gold lead in Envy's favor doesn't show anything now. 6-6. And it doesn't seem like they can do anything. Kind of just back and forth, they yo-yo around this Baron favor.
Meteos looking for a play.
It's going to be tough to take down Big Seraph. Little Seraph, not so much. How much focus do they put? Ninja to the back line, cleanses immediately. He'll be quite safe, and they get Seraph down. Impact runs out. Meteos as well, and Ninja's going to be the focus now. They're almost spreading themselves too thin, but they get a few members in now onto Sneaky, and that's some good DPS down. Jensen too low to get back into range. In a scattered fight, Envy finds himself coming out on top position-wise.
Yeah, but they have a gigantic wave on the bottom side. Rotate towards this wave. Don't let them clear it out. And then you find yourself... Oh, he found him.
Give him a little poke.
Yeah, saw him with the ward
Listen to
earlier.
this.
Stop that back. Make sure you get damage on this turret. Law's going to be able to take this really quickly, and they're going to get right on that inhib.
Oh, that was patience from Envy. It seemed like Cloud9 was finding their way back in, a way to fight Envy and take them down systematically. They may be biting off more they can chew. Envy Hakuo goes down. Impact dives to the back. That means Lot only has one jump, and that one jump was to his grave. Proxen's now into Impact. They're only trying to buy time to get Envy off, and waves pushed here. And Ninja, he's going to pull out, but they should dunk him quite soon here. There's another jump from Impact. He is getting huge in the result of these fights.
Exactly. 5-1-2 for Impact right now. Absolutely insane. That might be Baron for Cloud9 as they rotate all the way towards it because it's 40 seconds on Ninja, and he has no way to be a part of this fight at all, and they only lost their support.
Oh.
Secret mission, Project Inhibitor.
should be good. One back. See if they steal enough. Void Rush. I mean, if he wants to get crazy. Is there a tunnel? No, he doesn't.
There's one up there.
Oh, there is a tunnel. Impact's like, no! Squish. He's good.
No chance.
Save it. No chance whatsoever.
Cloud9 right back in it.
That will help quite a bit. We'll see this fight again.
Smoothie goes in for the engage, immediately backs off. Impact gets the kill with his Blade Surge, so he has another one for Laud. You saw how highly that chunked him right there. And I honestly think it's beneficial for for Impact that he got knocked up there because it gave him enough time not to be too fast with his Blade Surge and got another Trinity Force proc. Because if you just go Blade Surge, your first one has Trinity Force, your second one doesn't, and then that second one blew up Laud.
Oh, another Cloud. The third of the game. It's been a cloudy day. But no more. We will spawn for Cloud9. More for Envy. See how they do with that. It's going to be hard to catch Cloud9 in these fights now. A bit of area of perseverance that you can use by Hakuo to get some speed in. But other than that, Envy's been trying to run away from these fights now. Maybe kind of wishing they had a disengage comp at this point.
Yeah, that's true. They do have that Song of Celerity, though. They'll be able to run a little bit faster.
That's what it is. Thank you.
It's actually non-decaying now, which is kind of insane. Most movement speed increases, like Karma Shield and stuff like that, decay very quickly, rapidly. And this is just whee! It doesn't even trail off. Like,
she doesn't say anything.
She doesn't. That's true. That's true. Only you can hear her summoner, but we're not summoners anymore.
That's right. Sad day.
Retconned, but still alive.
Gold lead slowly closing in a much different approach to this game as Cloud9 are being pushed in. Usually we see Sneaky being the guy who's cleaning up all these side lanes, being the one to come over, do a curtain call, and close out a fight on Envy. But he's been sticking with the team. They need the power. There's a really good fight potential here that Envy has been using, and Ninja hasn't been afraid to flash in and get it started.
Yeah, speaking of getting it started, Seraph, he's looking for a fight now because he's not on that top side. They want to pop his Mega Gnar, and Impact is going to put pressure on his top turret.
He's going to be able to crush it down, too.
Destroy this. He has a Youmuu's.
Yep, pops it off immediately. The team as well, filing over in a single line formation. They won't even need him. Just about 10 swipes at the turret. They're pinging on, so this could be a Nexus turret eventually if they let these super minions get in, but it's already going to be Impact backing up. So Cloud9 says we need to play a yo-yo defense, try not to engage. There is teleport for Impact if things get crazy.
The yo-yo defense, I like it. Meteos, once again, body slam and flash back, both back up to help with those boots. Every time it's been up, he's been trying to make a play. You can see 1-0 and 7, very high kill participation right now. Highest on his team, and no deaths to boot. It's actually a little difficult for Gragas to go deathless, especially in early parts of the game, because he's not building HP. He's building that Runic Echoes, and then he starts building some HP. So it takes him a bit to get to that tanky phase, and he survived that.
A lot of patience in this game from both teams in these little moments that we have the lulls.
I mean,
it's like 1 or 2, all right, that's it. We actually have to back off. 1 or 2, all right, now we'll back off again.
Yeah.
Usually Cloud9 would be able to take a game of this condition and kind of run away with it.
Yeah, but it's Jensen got behind early on. Remember all those flashes that he had as well in the early game? It put them behind, and they had to claw their way back from a 5K deficit, which is now 2,000 gold in favor of Envy, just barely. And
also speaks to how Envy is doing as well.
That's the thing that's really just baffled me about Envy is as the season progressed, they still maintained the slowest game time in the entire league in wins and losses, which means that a lot of the times their wins, they are just stalling and waiting for that perfect moment, and then it happens, and they don't know how to close it. But that also means in their losses, a lot of them they're winning, and then they don't know how to close and they lose, or they're getting all the way to the point where they're stalling so much against their opponent who's winning. So no matter what, Envy just play long games, and it just seems to be the style of League of Legends that they play.
Like we said before, it almost, against some teams, like a TSM, like an Immortals, you fall into a danger zone. From 30 minutes on, those guys are incredible at fighting, incredible at controlling the map, and the game only gets harder.
Did you say 30 minutes or 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Because right out of the gate, they have been the most proactive team in the entire league, both TSM and Immortals. And that's why they're at the top of the standings, because teams still play like this, where they aren't forcing the issue. They aren't actually going for those plays where, oh, he's top lane, he's going to have a 4.5-second teleport.
Right.
Let's kill a guy in 4.5 seconds, and let's go. Let's blow those flashes, and then have that engage.
It's going to be one of those for Cloud9. If they get a good fight soon, it's going to be straight down to the Nexus. Envy has been whittling away at C9, and now it's a fight for the inhibitor that's back up.
And that's that question for Envy is you had a 5K gold advantage and you still were like, okay, it's not the right time. Now you only have 2K, and this is the situation you're left with.
It's forced to be the right time.
When is it the right time to actually go for these plays? This has to be the time, because it's never going to get better than this. You're going to approach 6 items, and then everybody's going to be on equal footing.
Yeah. To say that, definitely a few items that can be put in the hands of Lod that can make him carry a little harder, but he's got a ways to go. Approaching the base at 1,600 gold still.
Yeah, that's true. 1,600 gold. He's holding on to a lot. Seraph has his ultimate.
Haku was also, and he thought there was going to be a jump in possibly from Impact, but it did not happen. They bait out the ult. That's Seraph down. And really, you can't disengage against the Jhin. The curtain call keeps you there for the entirety of the show. And that's what Cloud9's going to put on here as they push Envy out of the base. Yes, the inhibitor fell, but Cloud9's picking stuff up with 60-second death timers.
And Jensen with the ultimate onto Seraph. Seraph, now he has a Guardian Angel, didn't have a QSS, and there isn't even something like a Mikhail's to like get rid of CC or anything like that. So that's going to be C9 just pushing straight up the mid lane. They can go for Elder if they want, and they pull off right now, or they can work towards that Baron, back, get themselves some wards in the area. But I do think you go after that Elder Dragon, the wave being cut by Hakuo. That's the support wave cut. A lot of times you clear the minion wave, the support's like, I can't kill these guys. Just stall him, stall him. Where's he at? Nope.
Over the shoulder, left side, it missed him! It hit him! Did it hit? Oh, it did. Good vision. We have to see it again. I think it hit him. Maybe it missed him. Maybe he scared himself to move. But that happened, and so is this.
They did some super slow-mo on that, too.
I think you have the perfect champion to actually find someone in the jungle there at distance with Transcendent Blades on Aurelia. It's like, here, no. Maybe here, no.
Yeah, it's frequent checks, too.
Exactly.
It's not like an Ezreal Q where you're like, I checked this one. Okay, 2 seconds. I checked this one.
Yeah.
This is just...
Oh, that was great. Whoa. Moving fast. Double Cloud Drake. Scuttle Crab. At some point, they're just going to become a blur as they move across the map.
That's true. They just move so quickly now. And this Baron already started up by Impact. Lod just clearing out the mid wave. Is he going to go for the bot side? Is this the plan? Is this going for broke? They're going to send Lod to the bot. Is that what the ping is? He's got to show up here. Oh, boy. TP to the bot side. They're going to try to go in the game.
Oh,
no, he's not.
TP! No! He's got a Guardian Angel, so he'll delay a little bit of time here. He doesn't get literally locked up from the Equilibrium Strike. He may go down soon. He's still the Malefic Visions and Transcendent Blades. Such a low cooldown, actually. Already back up for Impact. And the Gnar looks to wallop backwards. Not happening the way that Seraph would have liked.
Oh, man. Impact with the outplay there. Just to add a little bit of extra insult to injury. But still, not going to be the game closer.
Damage done to the base.
Yeah, those super minions pushing him out. Get that one Nexus turret. So overall in structures, Envy is still ahead, 8-5, but Baron for Cloud9, they're going to try to change that, try to get this inhibitor in the mid lane and push straight down.
Let's see this again.
Yeah, he cancels that TP.
They figure fight it, the minions will get a Nexus turret and stay for the fight. Maybe you actually need to stall.
Yeah, and when you're Vladimir, throwing down your ultimate to get that big burst of healing, really worth it. And this right here from Impact, yoink! Really well played. It's not like Seraph had much of a chance there, but Impact makes it so he has no chance. And Ninja, he takes some damage, but then he blows his Sanguine Pool. Means he has no escape right now, and they're going to go for that bottom turret. So Impact is now split pushing once again.
The gold graph on this map, up and down, up and down. Now 5,000 in the lead for Cloud9, and you see the dominance they're trying to put now. Once they're in the base, then they go for it. There's no waiting on the side of C9. Hakuo goes down as well. Ultimates aren't even being used as Envy tries to get back. There's one out. Ninja's thrown down Hemoplague, but it's not going to be enough. Sneaky's almost able to solo him out, and a 530 damage crit on the last shot changes Ninja's mind. Meteor says, let's have a drink. And Ninja says, I don't do that.
And he's like, up your blood.
Oh
Let's
my,
go.
the healing.
It's missing HP, but it's not going to matter. Cloud9 are just going to end the game right here and show the difference between third place and fifth.
That was the one. Holding off, being whittled down. Cloud9 knew the one good fight would put them in Envy's base, and they dropped the Nexus with that chance. Cloud9 take game 1 over Envy.
And they only give up 8 kills, right? Even though Envy were in the lead for a large portion of that game, the perfect play there from Cloud9 with the picks. They preyed